This girl was at home watching TV.
Bridget Njoki.
Yeah.
Grade 7 people, 12 years of age.
Can you imagine the trauma?
Last year, talking about the boy from Rongai.
Yes. The trauma, just her family, her classmates, even that trauma as a citizen, seeing her on the front page of a paper, this girl is gone. She's gone, she's gone. Nothing she did.
Yeah.
She didn't move anywhere. She was at home. That, for me, these men, they don't understand that pain. They don't understand that anger. So you're here, you're shouting, but you don't know what you're brewing inside mothers.
Palpable rage.
Yeah. You have no clue. You're radicalizing. Like you're the one who is actually brewing this hate toward you. It's because of comments like that just shoot them here and there, like they're chicken, like they are not people. Just injure the leg so that, you know, they can go to hospital and then we jail them. Are you serious?
So not even building a 1.2 billion Kenya shillings church in status will appease this God to cleanse your impunity.
No. Those mothers' tears, they are not falling on any deaf ears. That I can guarantee you. And we will see it before our eyes. And you will come back to this clip. And I will tell you, the downfall of Ruto is the cries of mothers. That's it.
That will be his
Waterloo. It's a downfall. There's no 2 terms. There's no 2027. It will be his downfall. And he's accelerating toward it. There are more mothers who cry. 31 people is the number that we have on records. Okay? Normally, those numbers are incorrect. It's actually more. In 1990, it was 20 people. This man has had so many people die. We're not even talking about the businesses lost. Just because you won't think like a president. Just because you have no sanctity for life, you care so much more about property. In fact, that is your main argument. It's business, it's property. It's not life. No, it is the mother's cries that will be his downfall. We are witnessing someone who can't stand on his word. We're witnessing someone who has no backbone in terms of leadership. What he rewards is loyalty. What he makes sure he does is make his friends around him, and then he manages and controls everything in every sector. That's very difficult to do.
Micromanaging?
Yeah, and that's why it's falling apart. Because you want to be in everyone's recipe. You want to be in everyone's kitchen. So now you become a headless chef, where you're here, you're making sure, unafanya nini hapo, unafanya nini?
Umeka kachumbari.
So now you don't even move anywhere. Nothing moves. Because uwezi songa kitu, he must give the go-ahead and the approval. That's something Mwai Kibaki gave people the room to manage their sectors, their pillars, and they had the capacity to do it. This one now, he has hired people with no capacity in certain positions because he wants loyalists who are mediocre, and then he's involved. When do you sleep? When do you work? When are you able to work? Of course it will collapse. For me, as a CEO, I want to make sure I have a very good manager. Yeah. I don't want to be involved in every nitty-gritty thing of my organization because I have people who are competent to be able to manage that. Me, I'll do my job, which is strategy, which is fundraising, which is thinking about the future, the big picture. That's where you get paid the most. Because your job is to make sure that the organization is going in the right direction. But now we have a president, ako busy hapa chini na watu wake, anaangalia future when is he looking at the future of Kenya? When? If you're constantly stuck here at the ground with your people, because you don't even have confidence in them. Yeah, the president knows one thing. His people don't have competence. They're just like him. So you're over there with you, trying to help. I mean, come on.
Helicopter mom syndrome?
Yeah. That thing I'm sure pissed him off. A good, or well, maybe not good, someone who understands themselves would understand when to exit. Yeah, would understand.
Case of a good dancer. But he's proven to be a bad dancer from your optics.
Oh my gosh. The more I respect Raila. Okay.
Just the same way
Let
you
me just-
respect
let me
Youth
just-
League leader Oburu Odinga.
Ay, kai, mimi. Emergency. Si alisema hivyo. Emergency.
But he
Mimi
is.
ni emergency.
Yeah, he's our leader. Youth League leader.
Oh my God. I mean, out of respect, I think they just need to watulie tu. I feel like they are really embarrassing. They're embarrassing themselves. Like, and this is not how I want to remember Raila. No, it's not.
Tired of the same old shopping experience? Step into a smarter way to shop with Whiteson Group, Kenya's go-to online store for quality you can trust. From gadgets and homeware to everyday essentials, we deliver convenience right to your door. Fast shopping, secure payments, and top-notch customer care, all in one place. Visit whitesongroup.com today. Whiteson Group, simple, reliable, delivered.
It is such a privilege to have you on Richard Mwenja Exclusive. It is July. We continue having conversations around Kenya's political and governance landscape. Every Saturday, 7:30 p.m., you know, it's usually this gentleman here with a plastic smile, truthful one, but very truthful, with the phenomenal company of Nerima Wako, Executive Director, Siasa Place. Nerima Wako, great to see you.
Good to see you too.
You've been missing in action for a week.
I was so unwell. I don't know what's going around. And I was stuck.
You were
stuck in bed. Yeah.
You were stuck in bed?
Yeah, I was unwell. Yeah.
I even thought at some point maybe you're also in court charged with terrorism.
Imagine the way they are throwing that word around and charging people around. It's very scary. A lot of people who are currently in court are my friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are. And you can see the way they are really trying really hard to make them have fear. So the reason why they are putting that act is because it removes your rights as a citizen. So at some point, Wanjiku didn't have access to her legal counsel. At some point, she was in a cell with 20 men.
What?
Yeah, yeah. She was not in a woman's cell, by the way. By the way. Because this is the thing that's really important. You know, I'm repeating this. It removes your rights as a citizen. So it means they can treat you like an animal. You're not human anymore. So now they are not looking at Wanjiku as a woman.
They strip your dignity.
That is the point. And the reason why it's that court is it's very difficult to get into. Yeah, it's like at a base. So you can't even tell people to come for solidarity.
Yeah.
The very entrance of it is to intimidate. And then you're hearing that they are now looking for evidence. Imagine, they arrest you, then you're being asked, okay, why are you arresting them? Bado wanatafuta
Evidence.
evidence. Then they're like, okay, we adjourn next week. This whole time people are just staying in the cells. It's difficult to watch. Yeah, it's difficult to watch and to feel that she's inaccessible. You can't support her. You know, Honorable Njeri Maina is doing her best, but it's tough.
It is tough.
It's tough. It's the state that is creating enemies, yeah, amongst young people. Like them doing this is actually radicalizing young people. And we're talking about, you know, hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Including
Hundreds.
sitting members of parliament.
Yes. I mean, I cannot believe a member of parliament, yeah.
We're going to advance that conversation in a few, but I would wish that probably we revisit the events of Sabasaba. That is on Monday, 7th July, the year of our Lord 2025. From it, we saw 31 people, at least 31 people died, of course, from police brutality. Hundreds others were injured and they're still nursing their wounds out here. It begs one question, Nerima Wako, when it comes to taming dissenting voices, do you think in the face of the government, that is Kenya Kwanza, bloodshed or even lives are just but a small price to be paid for, just so to make sure their ego is not bruised enough?
Absolutely. You know, even to hear the rage. You know, first of all, when I'm struggling to even say president because that's not a leader, especially one who does not recognize that there are children whose lives were cut short because of stray bullets. Nothing. Like, I was in a car and I had it on the radio, and that rage, I actually had to ask for the radio to be turned down. You could hear. And once someone holds an office, it's an office, especially the presidency, of unity, calm, leadership, authority. There was nothing of those characters in that man's voice. And the fact that he wouldn't even acknowledge or sympathize. You know, hey, there's nothing. You will never feel what it's like to carry a baby. You will never. Just because of nature, it's mothers.
True.
Just to carry a baby to term. First of all, you're told, don't let too many people know in the first trimester.
True.
It's already a risk. We're not sure. Just that 3 months, you're doing everything you can to make sure you pass through those 3 months. So you're eating well, trying to sleep well, you know, if you know you're taking your natal medicines. And then you make it. You have this child in 9 months, you're like, glory.
True, Lord.
And then someone just comes and cuts it short. Like, for nothing. This girl was at home watching TV.
Bridget Njoki.
Yeah.
Grade 7 people, 12 years of age.
Can you imagine the trauma?
Last year, talking about the boy from Rongai.
Yes. The trauma. Just her family, her classmates. Even that trauma as a citizen. Seeing her on the front page of a paper, this girl is gone. She's gone. She's gone. Nothing she did.
Yeah.
She didn't move anywhere. She was at home. That, for me, these men, they don't understand that pain. They don't understand that anger. So you're here, you're shouting, but you don't know what you're brewing inside mothers.
Palpable rage.
Yeah. You have no clue. You're radicalizing. Like, you're the one who is actually brewing this hate toward you. It's because of comments like that just shoot them here and there, like they're chicken, like they're not people. Just injure the leg so that, you know, they can go to hospital and then we jail them. Are you serious?
Or probably, maybe because the government feels if we compensate them, that's enough closure, like it has happened before. For Ojwang, for Kariuki, and now maybe for baby Bridget Njoki.
Let me tell you, the cries of a mother will surely fall on God's ears. He will see no peace.
It won't go scot-free?
He will see no peace. The more he encourages the police, the more bullets that kill innocent blood, completely innocent blood, he will see no peace. None. You can't. No, not from a mother's cries. It is mothers, even in the Bible. They're the ones who nag until God is like, okay, fine, I will answer. It is the cry of a mother.
The cry of a mother. So not even building a 1.2 billion Kenya shillings church in status will appease this God to cleanse your impunity.
No. Those mothers' tears, they are not falling on any deaf ears. That I can guarantee you. And we will see it before our eyes. And you will come back to this clip. And I will tell you, the downfall of Ruto is the cries of mothers. That's it.
That will be his
Waterloo. It's a downfall. There's no 2 terms. There's no 2027. It will be his downfall. And he's accelerating toward it. There are more mothers who cry. 31 people is the number that we have on records. Okay? Normally, those numbers are incorrect. It's actually more. In 1990, it was 20 people. This man has had so many people die. We're not even talking about the businesses lost. Just because you won't think like a president. Just because you have no sanctity for life, you care so much more about property. In fact, that is your main argument. It's business, it's property. It's not life. No, it is the mother's cries that will be his downfall.
The president, after the Sabasaba protest, came forth, made pronouncement that enough is enough. He has tried to tolerate us enough, but he cannot keep on seeing all this lawlessness, anarchy prevailing while he's still in power. Do you think the president is now becoming the source of threats, something that he accused his predecessor of?
Yeah, he is. You know, it's so interesting. You're talking about order because, you know, anarchy is disorder, but you're the one who doesn't listen to court orders. You're the one who doesn't follow the rule of law. You're the one who decides that certain offices will have certain powers. You're the one. If there's somebody who is making sure this country is not stable, it's you. It's you. He should be saying those threats in front of a mirror. He's the problem. So I think that it's a very worrying concern for me, especially when you're in rooms and you're hearing advisors to him talking about, you know, disobeying the rule of law.
A whole advisor to the president?
Yeah.
Encouraging that?
Yeah. Not believing in democracy, thinking that the average citizen will never understand. In fact, maybe shy of saying too dumb to understand the Constitution, so they shouldn't be given such powers to begin with. And democracy is the worst form of government. A whole
advisor?
Yeah.
I'm meant to understand that advisors, by and large, should advise the president so that he governs while following constitutionalism. So if indeed that's the case we are having, the president being flanked by many advisors, but these are the advice he's getting. So even the conversation about the president is not bad, these people around him, could there be an ounce of truth in such allegations?
Yeah, there's a saying, birds of a feather flock together. So actually, it's not even the bad advice. He has mediocre people around him. The challenge that he has is loyalists. So when you have people who are loyal to you, you pick loyalty before capacity, is the challenge that we are now witnessing, where we have mediocre people apparently advising someone who doesn't receive advice. So he's just like his friends. Yeah.
Zero requisite capacity to listen?
He has no capacity to listen.
So the strategy is by making even the advisor position a dumping site for political rejects or for just sycophants?
Sycophants. Yeah.
It makes sense, Nerima. Let's advance further this conversation. And the president now made this order. Shoot these protesters at the leg. Take them to court, and then we can prosecute them from there. But you'd imagine this just comes after CS Murkomen made also the shoot to kill order. And what is even more surprising is when you see Belgut Member of Parliament Nelson Koech incite the masses or even call for now shoot at all. Take the lives out. If anyone is coming violently in the streets, take them out. What do you make of such comments from a sitting MP like Nelson Koech in the first place?
You know, it's interesting that they're trying to build a narrative. So I'm saying they're trying to build one because the public doesn't believe them. They constantly say how it's the protesters who are violent, but what the public sees is goons. They come and say how it's the protesters who are stealing, but what does the public see? Goons again. So there's something that happened on Sunday, KHRC.
Yeah.
So when you have goons, and we have video footage, coming into private property, the Kenyan people should be worried. Not only have we seen that stray bullets can get you in your own house, we're seeing now goons can enter your own house. Yeah, the invasion of KHRC is an invasion of our safety, our privacy. This thing has actually now escalated another level. So that's what we are seeing. But then you have these people coming and publicly saying, no, shoot and kill protesters. But we're not dealing with protesters. What we're dealing with is goons. What about them? How I've not heard anything about how are you managing people who entered KHRC? You've not said anything. You're not saying anything about who is behind these goons. You're not saying anything. So you're trying to create a story over here But the story as we're seeing is this one.
Goons walk side by side with the police.
Yeah. Man, me, I've never seen anything like that. And I told you the first time I saw it, I was scared out of my mind. I was standing at that crossover, UN. See, Central iko tu hapo.
Yeah.
There were goons coming from Globe with the big sticks. Central iko tu hapa. No movement. Me, I'm panicking. And my first thing is, hiya, police.
Yeah.
Do something.
You're my refuge.
Yeah. Because me, with my small figure self, the only thing I can do is to hide. I mean, I can probably fit in those dustbins of Kanjo.
It goes without saying.
Yeah. That is my only defense, because I will not be able to fight, you know.
Or even run.
Yeah.
Your name is
I
Nerima
cannot-
anyway. Not Chepkoech.
I know. I cannot outrun them. I can't. So you're thinking, okay, maybe here I have some chance of safety from the police. But no. In fact, they were there like, Kujeni.
They take you to the cell and then they say Nerima hit her head against the wall several times and collapsed.
Wow. That is the reality. So Kenyans have a reality of the people who are supposed to give you security, peace of mind, because they'll take care of it. If you're in trouble, you go and report there. Those ones are the ones who are feeding you to the danger. This is our reality. And then you have people here talking about shooting protesters. We're like, but it's not a protest. No. What we're dealing here is a mafia. It seems to be growing. It's thuggery. It seems to be encouraged. You know the story of, I think it was in Meru, when the shopping center was burning.
Yeah.
People were trying to actually stop the fire, and they were being tear-gassed away. What is that? How are you tear-gassing people from stopping a shopping center from burning? Disorder. It is complete chaos, disorder. And the president has nothing to say about that.
State-sponsored impunity.
It's state-sponsored impunity. People are seeing Subarus. In fact, they keep buying more. I know someone
A whole fleet of Subarus.
A whole fleet. By the way, when that fleet was being reported by, this is serious, no joke. My dad calls me. They have unleashed Subarus. I hope they're not coming to pick you.
What?
Yeah.
There are enough Subarus to capture Nerima and many others.
Many others. Even I think I've seen online guy though talking about one outside his parents' house. Like they have just decided, let's buy a fleet. You know? This number is too small. People are complaining. Now, let's multiply. Let's have a whole fleet of Subarus. So now, I was telling you about my friend.
True.
Sold his Subaru. Because he's driving around, everyone's running away from him.
People treat you with content at your arrival.
At your arrival. Yani, Subarus will never be the same.
Or Nerima is an NIS
Never.
mall.
Yeah.
Whenever you drive a Subaru.
Whenever you drive a Subaru, even me going to a supermarket, you're somewhere public, you're seeing a Subaru. Unastuka. You're just like, oh my God, are they coming for me? Yeah. We will never look at Subarus the same. Gen Zs, Gen Alphas, Subarus have been scarred. In fact, I'm not be surprised if their sales go down in this country of ours. It's unfortunate. Yeah, because now they're associated with abductions, death, and destruction. That is Subaru. That is what Subaru means for us today in Kenya.
For a moment, let's have a conversation about those in charge of a security apparatus or security sector. And more particularly, let's talk about the police service, IG Douglas Kanja, or even CS Interior Kipchumba Murkomen. Nerima wako, if today history was to be written, what do you think it would have in store for Kipchumba Murkomen and IG Kanja?
First of all, I hope that we will have a completely different administration because they will rewrite history, unfortunately. And even our current education system doesn't teach the right history. That's the first thing they'll do. But I'm hopeful of a new Kenya. The new Kenya will write this as the darkest periods of our existence. This right here, what we're living through, is one of the darkest, and I say this with full authority, because we're seeing them trying to claw back our constitutional rights. It's very scary. It's very scary because a document that is extremely progressive, existed for 15 years, and here you have someone who their very being and statements is to make sure that it's watered down before our eyes. See, they've gazetted IEBC.
Yeah, sure.
See, there's a court order.
Yeah.
No rule of law. We are basically witnessing the darkest moments.
Banana Republic.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, the law and judiciary, they exist to put, you know, rules in place. These are the rules of life. Stay within these lines.
Yeah.
Okay? So now when you see the head, making sure they're out of those lines, once the head is out of those lines, there is no system. There's no system. And this now becomes, the simplest of things become very difficult to do. Yeah? So I was in traffic on Gong Road, just outside Prestige Apo. You know that the way that junction is sometimes, without lights, you know people can have very bad accidents there. And this is about 7 p.m. So the light is red. Okay? So I mean, I'm coming to a stop because I know it's a four-way junction. So the other side is probably going to be passing soon. I come to a stop. There is a car that whizzed through fast. Actually not on the road because we are on the road.
Yeah.
Almost on the pavement.
The service lane, yeah.
Kutupita. So it's me, there's another car in front. Nambio. Guess that number plate.
GK?
Yes.
Outright violation even of traffic rules?
Yes. It was a Kanjo car. Yeah. It was green plates. Yeah.
Lazima
And-
you work.
Yeah. And it was actually a luxury car. So it's one of Saks people because all of them drive Porsches and Mercedes Benz, which is very odd to see on government cars. And I remember thinking when that car passed, Nambio, by the way, if someone was crossing, would have been hit. Yeah, that is for sure death on sight. Nambio. And I remember thinking, before I looked at the number plate, I already knew it was a government car. Like, I knew it's probably someone in government. It's a government car. Before I looked at the number plate.
The opulence and the impunity.
I knew. And then I just looked and I was like, oh, it confirms.
Big man syndrome.
It confirms. So now, this is now the trickle-down effect we will see. Where there are no rules. Where we do what we want. Because we're in power. But power is transient. So now you, when you leave that office, the chaos you have created, because of your arrogance,
True.
is the life you have created for us. This is a problem.
It is a problem.
Yeah.
After the Sabasaba protest on Monday, we saw a deliberate attempt to profile the Kikuyu community as the architect of even the Sabasaba or any violent demonstrations we are seeing in town, or even the national protest from the Gen Z. And Nerima, we're talking about isolation of a particular community to settle political scores and some sort of negative profiling. But what came out of it was surprising. People stood in unity with the Kikuyu community saying we are all Kikuyus. This card won't be successful this time round. I saw many people pick a name. I don't know if it was Nerima Washuko or Nerima Waiganjo, but what did you make of this coming together of Kenyans and saying enough with this tribal card? We're not going to play victim to it.
I'm happy that people are pulling that out in terms of, yes, you know, it goes back to what we were talking about, how they are trying to create a narrative.
Yeah.
And people are not buying it. It's not sticking. It's not clicking. They're not clocking. Like, guys, they're like, no, we're seeing what you're doing. You're trying to bring us to 2007.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work. However, majority of people are still in rural areas. They are not on social media. And it's scary when they start to now say this at podiums, in public rallies, and they're still trying to instill this sense of division. Even if you're saying that, you know, you're trying to frame Kikuyus as the bad people, you notice the propaganda going around. There's also another, it was like a PDF, it was like a flyer, and they were saying the orchestrators of violence. Actually, the personalities that were mentioned, out of like 5, 3 of them were Kikuyu. Yeah.
Starting with the truthful man of God.
Yes. 3 of them. Actually, there was Gachagua, there was Martha Karua. Actually, even Jimmy Wanjigi was there. Boni was there.
Labeled lots of violence.
Yes. And then I think the only, other people who are not Kikuyu, you can just see where they are going. Like anyone who's a strategist, anyone who is a communications expert, you can see the truth that they're trying to portray.
The Kikuyu entitlement.
Yes. I'll advise people, especially people who like to read, read 1984 by George Orwell. This is what we're living, where he talks about, you know, government trying to frame a narrative. So what they do first is extensive surveillance. And then what they do is channel the narrative. They basically build the storyline. And then the third thing is that now becomes your truth. You repeat a lie so much, that it begins to become truth.
You believe in your own lies.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're building. That's what they're doing. Let me tell you, there's something that I've forgotten her name, one of the owners of the supermarket that was robbed. She said something on live TV. She was crying, very, very sorry for her. She was heartbroken. She talked about how much she had lost in damages. Then she said, I'm the only one who has lost this much here. And then it's very clear, you're seeing her name there, Kikuyu. She's like, I'm the only one who has lost this much here in the community. Why? Why is it just me who's losing? So you're seeing them now, they're targeting businesses that are Kikuyu owned to fit their story. This is very troubling because now you're making it true. You're now going to start to make sure that there are occurrences of only one community being attacked. Then you're like, but it's true. But it's true. But you're the one who's creating and factoring this lie. And so I would advise the people who are, you know, naming themselves that we are all Kikuyus to now talk to their mates, talk to your friends, talk in your villages, visit Shosho, and talk about it. That no. It's a lie. They're trying to brand this lie. It's not true. We're not falling for it. Don't just do it online. Yes.
While appearing on JKL live show, I mean, a few days ago, you saw CS for Health Eden Duale come clear and say the president is suffering because of his name. He's just a victim of his name, the Kalenjin name. And remember, the president talked about, why are you blaming me for everything? When it was Kibaki, when it was Uhuru, it was never the case. This ballooning resentment, show of dissatisfaction has only happened to me. So is Duale somewhat right by saying the president is a victim of his name? Perhaps why many people are calling him out?
The president is just a terrible president. He's terrible. Like, let's just call it what it is. He's not a good leader. And it's evident, it's showing. Which, you know, when he was member of parliament, I mean, he's one of the people who is only experienced in politics. Now, he has entered leadership. Politics and leadership are completely different things. So when Mwai Kibaki entered, one of the first things that he did was to make sure he hired competent people.
Meritocracy?
Yeah, he did. He did. Even at the beginning, when we still had a lot of hope in his presidency that corruption was at its minimal state, he had to actually fire a few of his friends. Cabinet, he had to fire because they were linked to corruption. He fired.
Let alone the judicial surgery that he undertook.
Yeah, he fired. This one, he's like, okay, I'll fire them. They're performing badly, I'll fire them. But what did he do? See, he hired them again.
And some acquitted from their corruption charges.
Yeah, so we're witnessing someone who can't stand on his word. We're witnessing someone who has no backbone in terms of leadership. What he rewards is loyalty. What he makes sure he does is make his friends around him, and then he manages and controls everything in every sector. That's very difficult to do.
Micromanaging?
Yeah, and that's why it's falling apart. because you want to be in everyone's recipe. You want to be in everyone's kitchen. So now you become a headless chef, where you're here, you're making sure unafanya nini hapo, unafanya nini.
Umeka kachumbari.
So now you don't even move anywhere. Nothing moves because uwezi songa kitu. He must give the go ahead and the approval. That's something Mwai Kibaki gave people the room to manage their sectors, their pillars, and they had the capacity to do it. This one now, he has hired people with no capacity in certain positions because he wants loyalists who are mediocre, and then he's involved. When do you sleep? When do you work? When are you able to work? Of course it will collapse. For me, as a CEO, I want to make sure I have a very good manager. Yeah. I don't want to be involved in every nitty-gritty thing of my organization because I have people who are competent to be able to manage that. Me, I'll do my job, which is strategy, which is fundraising, which is thinking about the future, the big picture. That's where you get paid the most. Because your job is to make sure that the organization is going in the right direction. But now we have a president, ako busy hapa chini na watu wake, anaangalia future when is he looking at the future of Kenya? When? If you're constantly stuck here at the ground with your people, because you don't even have confidence in them. Yeah, the president knows one thing. His people don't have competence. They're just like him. So you're over there with you, trying to help. I mean, come on.
Helicopter mom syndrome?
Yeah. That thing I'm sure pissed him off. Yeah. You can't trust in their capacity. So no, it's not about his name. Mwenja, it's not about his name. It's the person.
It is the person.
It's the person.
The author of our pain.
Yes, and it's so hard. It's getting even more difficult for me to listen to him speaking.
Does that then explain the publication by The Economist that President Ruto is taking Kenya to a dangerous place? That is now the result of even having loyalties, sycophants as even advisors on diplomatic issues and also in economic issues.
So there's I think so. There's a book that one of Obama's most influential photographers did about Obama, and talked about how once you become president, you live in a fishbowl. So it's like this glass here, and you're the fish. Everyone can see you. You're now surrounded. Everyone can see how you move, how you're swimming. Tunakuangalia tu. You are in a fishbowl. And that's the part about presidency that Obama was like, wow, like this thing is intense. So what we're witnessing is things that Ruto used to do in the dark. His behaviors, he has always been like this. It's just that now he's in the fishbowl. Now we can see him. And it's our only job to see him.
All the habits die hard? They are now resurfacing?
Yeah. We are seeing his behavior. Like this is who he is. This is who he is.
These are not manufactured skeletons, organic skeletons of him.
Yeah, I think he's shocked. He's shocked that, guy, I'm being seen. Because, you know, even the criticism, The Economist, first of all, do not take that article for granted. Remember, when the president came in, he was a darling. Yeah. The darling of the West. I used to hear people like, oh my God, your president speaks so well.
Yeah.
So
articulate.
Yeah, he speaks well. And he would mesmerize people. Yeah. I even know people when he was in Germany and he went for dinner. And the way he talked, okay, even his CSs didn't talk. Mind you, see, they go an entourage. Yeah. He wants the spotlight on him. So we've talked about how he micromanages. So you're there to discuss trade, but it's the president speaking on trade. It's not even going to be the same.
Yeah, there's Kenya's trade envoy there in.
Yeah, hapo tu kando, hataongea, because he knows I will not steal the thunder, you know. It must belong to him. So this is someone who was so praised for the way he talks, and he talks well, articulates well. And then now he's wondering, the same people who said that, you know, I'm articulate, I'm a darling, are now saying I am bad as a leader. Let me tell you, I am sure that article bothered him much, much more than the dark cover pages we've been seeing on the Standard. His impression globally is much, much more important to him than what we think about him.
Perhaps or even politicians are ready to pay for Larry Mado's attack at the price of his silence.
Oh my goodness, yes. It bothers him that at the national, international stage, he's being viewed badly. Yo, by the way, in Amsumbua, I can tell you, he did not sleep after that article. I can tell you. I'm glad that the truth is finally coming out. Yeah, that people are now seeing you in the fishbowl. They are now seeing that actually you are a great politician, but you are a terrible leader. And to sit in presidency, you have to be a leader. It means leadership is you being able to select good teams. It's you being able to put the country on track. It's you being able to fundraise and utilize the resources for our country adequately. All these three things I've mentioned, he has failed. He struggles with, and we're watching him in the fishbowl struggle.
For the Mama Mboga and Mtu wa Liberal who said, a dynasty mbaya, hustler tawale, do you think now these realities are even making them bury their heads in shame?
Yeah. I mean, I know people who were true fans and they regret even voting for him. Yeah.
Those who said hustler tawale?
Because, I mean, what about him is a hustler now? The first thing he did was to make sure he becomes a dynasty when he entered. It was accumulating land. It was making sure he's building, you know, I mean, these pompous things. You're talking about a chapel and people are struggling to even have a school.
His concern is, what will he tell God when asked, you never build a magnificent temple for me? What do you want the president to tell God? That was the question from the president to you.
Gosh, you know, first of all, I mean, I thought it was fake when I heard it. And then I was like, we're serious, we're debating about this.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to even, I think he's mad. Like, I think he's lost his mind. We're actually watching somebody deteriorate. Like, he's not making sense anymore. He's not making sense anymore. That's not even a priority. First of all, people who know the Bible know where 3 or more are gathered. God is surely present. You don't need, church is not about a building, for crying out loud. It's about the people. It has never been about a building. It has never been. So I'm confused. I don't know.
We have enough intercessors.
Yeah. On payrolls.
Oh.
Yeah. We have
commercial intercessors?
Yeah, we do. We do. You know, people get so mad at commercial activists. How come we're not talking about commercial intercessors that we pay with our tax money? People are so mad at activists. What about the church that continues to receive bribe money? People continue to receive that money at the altar. No, the church, they should stop. They should return that money. In fact, that money is cursed. It will not build anything.
It won't?
No.
So you don't welcome the proposed church at State House?
I think it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I think it's ridiculous. It's a waste of our time. In fact, when I heard it, I thought it was distracting us from something bigger. I don't know. But I'll tell you, on this show, there are more to come. Scandals. People are giving information. They are sick and tired.
We thought we had seen the last with Adani, and now we're talking about now the church.
No, more will come. More will come. The fishbowl.
Despite this rage building up in Kenyans and taxpayers at large.
More will come. I guarantee you on this show. In fact, put that date. Once the scandals start to come, when you see Moses Kuria resigning, a blabbermouth, someone who we have even gotten tired of his nonsense.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're even shocked. You're
Economic
just like,
advisor.
How does he still have a job? That one has resigned. Ngoja tu. You thought what Gachagua was sharing was tea. The tea is coming. Remember we talked here?
Yeah, true.
When Gachagua left, when he was fired.
There's a whole flask thermos on the way.
Yeah. It's on
with
the
sugar.
Way. It's on the way. Yeah. Remember we talked here and I told you the tea that he will bring. Sasa tumeona. I am telling you here on this show. The tea that's on the way. Kenyans are not ready.
Kenyans are not ready.
We're not ready.
Let's cross over and have a conversation around matters to do with democracy. But even before we go full throttle on that, Let's unpack Raila's reservations about the Sabasaba protest. I mean, and he says the Gen Z betrayed the Sabasaba dream. And from his pronouncement at Serena Hotel, from his presser, he has recommended, or rather proposed, we have an intergenerational national conclave to have a dialogue which will now produce these irreducible minimums that will help us govern Kenya better and herald the fortunes we want. And Nerima, you'd wonder, just how much dialogue do we need?
No, people don't want dialogue. In fact, I wondered how he got to Serena. Because 25th, they had locked CBD.
True.
So people with cars, because I don't know, kama litembea, it's a 3-kilometer walk. I know because I've done it. So you can already see the privilege. I mean, Sarau we're talking about, one. Number two, the people who are behind him. How can you have a lie there? Aladwa. Like people who we have seen threaten online how they are going to send goons. Those are the people who are going to stand behind you as you read your statement. And then you want to come and talk about how the younger generation, but the people surrounding you are thugs. They're thugs. Alaya literally had a story about chasing her family. So you saw that story?
Land grabbing, yeah.
Land grabbing. A few days before.
True.
Na amesimama nyuma yako. Seriously? These are the people who endorse your statement? I know. Me, just from the optics, I switched off. Just the people behind him, I switched off. I said, no, you're not going to give me advice, and the person who is supporting your advice is a land grabber. Someone who has literally taken a family through hell, which was reported a few days ago. That's the support you receive. Number two, it was so long-winded, it reminded me of our discussion on AU.
Yeah, true.
Huh? Long-winded. I was just like, oh man, when are we going to get to the point? Okay? About the past. We're still stuck on the past. About the past. We are literally telling you that people, first of all, couldn't get to CBD. You're not noticing how many police they were. The tear gas. In the middle of his speech, there was tear gas that went off. The tear gas. Tear gas has become such a common smell in CBD. Even there was a time I was at home, actually, Sabasaba, and I could smell tear gas. It's now become like, it's like the way we smell flowers. Yeah. Like it's become a common.
Siku bila tear gas unajiuliza kwani leo nini shida? Am I dead or alive?
Yeah. Why am I smelling fresh air?
Yeah.
Something is wrong.
This is not my portion.
Yeah. I need, you know, I need danger. I need to feel like I'm running for my life. This is Kenya now. So you're standing there, you're talking about democracy, multipartyism, civic rights, surrounded by police, hearing tear gas, fear and intimidation. And you want to talk about the past? Man, I've never seen anyone more disconnected. So back to conclave, popes, and intergenerational. There was nothing intergenerational about your optics. It was just old men around you. And there is nothing to discuss. We know the problems of Kenya. You have had several committees. We know them. You have called them BBI, NADCO, whatever. You have called them different names. We know them.
Broad-based government.
Yeah, just work on them. Like all the young people are saying is, work on it. Just, you know, we don't like the direction the country is going. Just work on it. Like we don't need to sit at a table. Just have people do their work. It's as simple as that. It's not going to help anybody, even if you have a group of 14 people, you select the best. I mean, Kenya, it's where we are, it's not going to help anybody. No.
Nerima, you are a working repository, a rich one of matters to do with political history in this country, and you've analyzed Raila Odinga for a while now. And do you think this insatiable appetite to call for dialogue each time there's a political crisis, by and large, just a bargaining chip for positions here and there, or even for his men to get some favors in governments of the day?
You know, I think what we're witnessing before our eyes is how power is transient. And a good, or well, maybe not good, someone who understands themselves would understand when to exit. Yeah, would understand.
Case of a good dancer. But he's proven to be a bad dancer from your optics.
Oh my gosh. The more I respect Raila. Okay.
Just the same way
Let
you
me just-
respect
let me
youth
just-
league leader Oburu Odinga.
Ay, guys, emergency. Si alisema hivyo. Emergency.
But he
Mimi
is.
ni emergency.
Yeah, he's our leader. Youth league leader.
Oh my God. I mean, out of respect, I think they just need to watulie tu. I feel like they are really embarrassing. They're embarrassing themselves. Like, this is not how I want to remember Raila. No, it's not.
They are not Gen Zs.
It is not how I want to remember this family. You know? I think they should just, respectfully.
Joko Oburu should advise them now that he's an advisor to the government.
Yeah, he's the Gen Z advisor. You know what? Like, I have, and I respect what he has done. But unfortunately, we are beginning to witness a decline in terms of the amount of respect he embodies. And there's something about power and authority.
Sure.
It's you can't touch it, right? You can't, but it's something that you feel. Like it brings a certain aura, right? You enter a room, it brings a certain presence. And unfortunately, we're beginning to watch that presence fade, because gone are the days, and I mentioned this here, when people are like, are we ever going to see someone who can mobilize people the way Raila does? And gone are the days where people would yearn to hear, what does he have to say? Now it's one of those things where after that stunt, we're like,
just shut up.
yeah, what is the breaking news? You're even wondering, why was it breaking? What's the breaking news? What was that? What was that 20-minute lecture about the past people just didn't care about at the moment? And I would be strategic enough to say, your appearances just need to be less. Just less.
Be scarce. Otherwise, you are losing value.
We're actually witnessing him
Depreciate.
losing value. Yeah.
Faster than the Kenyan shilling against the dollar?
Yeah. And it's so sad for me to see. Like, it's something I don't want to see. I don't want to see it.
A legacy going down in ruins.
Especially when you're surrounding yourself with thugs and just bad news and I don't know.
But from Raila's optic, Nerima Wako, he believes the Gen Z are trying to run a parallel show when it comes to championing for democracy. He argues they are sowing seeds of discord. There's need for them to go on this journey together with the oldies, the boomers like them. Do you think you're trying to steal the thunder of Raila Odinga and those who claim to be the liberators of this country times on end?
First of all, I think he should have read that speech to Ruto. I think the ones who are sowing seeds of discord are people who they are working very closely with. We didn't need a media press for that. That should have been just a closed door meeting with members in government. Secondly, young people are leaving the constitution. What they are doing is demanding for what they should already have access to. The fact that people couldn't even get to CBD, I mean the irony where they were saying Monday is not a holiday, but then CBD was empty. People who actually made it to Tao were told to close their shops and leave. So, I mean, it's this double speak. So, I would say young generations are just wondering what is going on. Like, you're telling us, behave nicely, but we're not the ones behaving badly. It's the grown-ups. It's the people in power. They're the ones behaving badly. So, even you, with your child, right? You tell them, takuchapa, you're behaving badly, right? But now your child is watching you being drunk assaulting people, beating people, and then you're telling them, Takuchapa, you're behaving badly. I mean, seriously? So your child will wonder if you're
Or you're the one
safe.
parading women leaders.
Imagine. Me, by the way.
And saying how you'll sleep well.
Me, I don't know how she handled it. Me, I would have...
You're talking about Sabina Chege versus Farouk Kibet.
I don't know
Let's
why
bring it to the air.
she giggled uncomfortably. That is harassment in public. Like me, I would have grabbed that mic and been like, you will not talk to me like that. You do not talk about me like that.
You wouldn't stand that?
I wouldn't. People know that. When I say mimi ni mkali, ni sawa tu. But I am respect. I will demand respect. I will be respected.
Whether Nerima is
That
a
was
nominated
disrespect.
leader or elected.
Yeah, that was disrespect. That is utter disrespect. So it shows you just how they view women. Where? That's probably why I can never work for them. I couldn't. You would have seen a scandal.
Another one was paraded that she doesn't have a husband. More reasons for the electorate to charm up to her.
Why are these women accepting to be talked about like that? I know, Richard. You would have seen me in scandals slapping people left, right, and center because of something they said to me. You will not talk to me like that. And that's not how I would like my daughter to be talked about. Never. And then they're accepting it. They're giggling like, are you serious?
You don't even want to be carried by bouncers in a foreign nation?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm small, but I'm feisty. Don't touch me. By the way, don't touch me. Don't
Lucy
even...
Kibaki has nothing on you.
By the way, Lucy Kibaki, I miss that woman. I like her. I really liked her. Now that's a woman.
Should have told Farouk Kibet, enough with this nonsense.
Enough. Yeah. But
Enough is enough.
People used to be so scared of her. There's an image I remember. I think when Kibaki was having a presser in the house, there's an image of her at the window just looking. Journalists, you remember that? Journalists used to be so scared of her. Like, mama atanichapa. She just used to be like, mnafanya nini hapo? In fact, there's someone who
Why are you so close?
The next person I vote for presidency, I will look at their wife. Yeah.
Being an intercessor is not enough
No.
for a spouse.
By the way, where is she? Yeah. Because she was a clear indicator something is wrong. Like we should have listened. Like someone who can look at their wife. That is the end of my rant. Yeah.
That is the end of your rant.
Yeah. Next time we vote, we look at the partner. That's who we look at, the partner.
Nerima wako, if you are going to talk about aides to the president misbehaving, or even people close to the powers that be really amplifying impunity within themselves and even in their conduct in the offices they hold, does this speak to the issue of those being close to power deluding themselves that they wield it when that is just but an illusion?
It's an illusion, you know, and I'm sure it's like, I'm sure they thought that once they enter government, we will get the respect automatically because of who we are. I think they're surprised to see that power is not just about instruments. It is also the amount of respect that, you know, the public gives you. But you have to earn that respect. So they have not earned that respect. They haven't. And I think they are finding it shocking that, why am I not earning this authority? And that's power. Power is not, you know, you saying, do you know how powerful I am? It's just someone being present in a room and people can already feel a sense of authority.
It's not about the sword that you bear.
No, it's not. No. And they don't wield it. In fact, it just looks like small boys. It looks like small boys yapping a lot, quick to anger. They don't have a sense of control. I mean, control. You can't even control your mouth. Look at what Farouk said on stage. The PA to the president. PA. So someone so close like that, that shows you how they talk to each other, like small boys. And it's coming to public, the fishbowl.
There's more to come.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, you guys.
And we are here for the tea.
We're here.
Finally, Nerima wako, looking at the events happening in Kenya, and you're talking about now even these children being met with bullets, underage children, and now they are growing fearful by the day. In the face of the government, they too are terrorists. Perhaps why stray bullets are getting them, or even police brutality coming their way. And now we are talking about this Gen Z. Most of them are unemployed. Jematia, the member of parliament, talks about at 21 years of age you should be in school. How do you expect government to have given you a job by that time? So you are taking you're actually more of having misplaced outrage. So even those among the Gen Z cadre are employed. They are looking at a bleak future. For the oldies, the millennials, they are afraid about what awaits our children and grandchildren. What's your message today to these Kenyans who probably want just a sense of something that will calm their nerves?
Never forget, we are seeing numbers of people dying. These are people. We cannot continue to report it as just a number. And I would say that unemployment is a huge issue globally, continentally. However, I don't think our administrators understand the intensity of the issue. They don't. And they're seeing it on the streets. When you have people coming up with their own eulogies, yeah? And they're like, I'm ready to die. In fact, when there was a viral video and she was saying, you know, even better to die and my family might get something from my death. When people start to think like that, that is a generation that is deprived of happiness, that is deprived of joy. And saying at 21 you should be in school, you're minimizing the complexity of the issue. I would say that they are focused on the wrong things. They are not challenging the situation that we're in at the moment. And it's going to come and eat them.
Full circle?
Yeah. It's going to come and eat them. Like they don't understand the challenge before them. If they really understood, just the mere frustration would have them resign from their positions. If they really understood where our country is at the moment, they would be scared to go to work because of the responsibility at hand. They really understood, they would have even slashed their salaries in half. If they really understood, we wouldn't be talking about wastage and revenue uptake. We would be talking about what do we need to minimize? How many cars do we need to sell? What do we need to reduce in terms of expenditure? And how do I sacrifice to make sure that the country moves forward? They are not discussing about sacrifice. They don't understand yet.
To members of parliament who argue it is our time to eat, and if anything, utamu hupatikana ukiwa ndani. Case in point, that is Sabina Chege. What message do you have for them?
You know, their time to eat, they're eating in a different time, you know. People, our population, the increase that we have, in fact, Bill Gates are worried about population controls. So you eating causes a lot more people to starve compared to 30 years ago. So you eating, you can say people have been eating for a while, that's all they know, it's been happening for decades. But for you now, it's a very different kind of eating. You cannot continue to eat the way you want, steal the way you want, because it will cause thousands, if not millions, to suffer because of your greed. So I would say that once they realize how people are angered by their pain, they will come for them. It reminds me of the moment of Marie Antoinette when in France, the French Revolution, when she was being told, you know, as queen, the people are starving. People are starving, they've not eaten, you know, and there's no bread, okay? So her response was, let them eat cake, okay? Because she's in a palace. She's in a palace, she's just seeing cake around her. This is where our politicians are. They are just seeing opulence, wealth, cake.
Designer watches.
Yeah, they're just seeing cake. So they are not understanding that the people are starving.
Osoro says we owe you nothing.
Yeah.
The Gen Zs.
They are not understanding. In the end, it is the people who ended up coming out peasants. Marie Antoinette was killed by her people. She was killed by her people. They came in that castle.
Like it happened for Mussolini in Egypt, in Italy, it could happen in Kenya?
Yeah. We're seeing the mushrooming of it happening. People are saying they're starving. They are not eating. People are now having maybe 1 meal a day. Some are even going without a meal. Okay? These people are hungry. And when you begin to encourage militia, basically, goons, now they are hungry and then you're putting them in insecurity. You're making people uncomfortable. You are speeding up that process of them coming into your beautiful castle. Yeah.
Nerima, Ban Ki-moon, former Secretary General for the United Nations, was in the country this week.
Yeah.
And before his eyes, what was painted was Kenya as a perfect paradise. What do you think is his take-home, even after his visit?
He received an award, right?
Yeah, sure.
EGH or something. I'm wondering why, since it's supposed to go to outstanding Kenyan citizens, it appears to be PR, which is something, we talked about how our president, it's very important for him to be the darling, especially of the West. So for me, it was just a PR stunt after The Economist. Yeah, after the article came out, it was just, okay, no, I'll show you, I will have UN, which is many countries.
I have a senior uncle in town.
Yeah, and he will say I'm good.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It was just to boost his ego.
The perfect deodorant.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That point by Nerima Wako, Executive Director, Siasa Place, takes us to the wrap of our conversation today, discussing a lot of issues in the world of politics and governance. We've traversed Kenya's political and governance landscape and unpacked what is of essence to you as a Kenyan voter, as a Kenyan taxpayer, and as a Kenyan at large. There you have it. Until we get to do this again next week, Saturday, with Nerima Wako at 7:30 p.m. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Nerima Wako, thank you so much for your incredible highlights.
Thank you.
And we pray that God grants you longevity of life and good health.
Amen. Me too.
All right.